Thanks for staying with us. The Registrar of Political Parties now wants the Democratic Party to settle the internal revolt over the move by party leader Justin Muturi to join forces with Kenya Kwanza. He agrees with three party members who argue that the move to join Kenya Kwanza was against the resolutions reached at a National Delegates Convention on the 20th of February, that the party would not be joining any coalitions before the election. However, Speaker Justin Muturi has defended his choice, saying he has the prerogative to engage others as the party leader and that the move was done as per the party constitution. He spoke exclusively to NTV's Kennedy Mureithi.
Well, a very good evening to you, and thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for giving us an opportunity. You know, we are talking to you not just as the National Assembly Speaker, but we're now talking to Muturi, the politician. And one of the things that you've done this far is on Saturday we saw you sign a deal with Kenya Kwanza and Deputy President William Ruto. Does this mean that this is the direction you've wanted to go all along?
After our negotiations, after the many escapades that are made around the country, it was getting clearer and clearer how it is that we can move. But of course, since we've been discussing with all manner of people, finally it became, I was persuaded that the route of the Kenya Kwanza is much more amenable to the issues that I've been advancing myself.
So basically you're saying that this is not a decision that was made by Justin Beda and Muturi, it was a decision of the people who you have been meeting in all your tours, popularizing your presidential bid.
The message that I was giving them was good, the right one, but it became increasingly, clear that there was need for us to team up with people whose agenda seems to resonate with ours. And as the constitution of the party allows me, as a party leader, only to consult with the national chairman. I kept the national chairman briefed about the discussions that I was having with the various political leaders.
Well, but now I was at your function on the 20th of February this year, where one of the resolutions that was read was that the Democratic Party was not going to get into any pre-election coalition with anybody, and you insisted that you're going all the way to the ballot. What changed? And wasn't this not logged with the Registrar of Political Parties as one of the decisions that was made by the party?
It was my desire to go all the way to the end, but you see, there are things called political realities. And politics is about being able to read the signs of the times and realize that moving alone as a party, if the aim, among other things, was to not just serve the people, but serve the people in government, then it was necessary that we look for partners with whom we can work.
So it was not a decision it was not one of the resolutions by the party delegates and that is cast in stone that you are not going to get into any.
It was not a resolution. In fact, I remember the former deputy party leader who has since left, himself, and implored the members that you cannot tie the party leader, that he must go all through to the wire, because things change politically, and the ground, you must see how the ground is like to make sensible decisions. Because it might be not possible to be able to get power on your own. Wouldn't it be wiser to think of working in collaboration with others?
Well, but now that is what has put you in trouble. Yesterday we saw a press conference and also an objection letter that has been written to the Registrar of Political Parties, where the Deputy Secretary General, Namu, still believes that it was a resolution that was made by all the party delegates, and for you to overturn and now go into the route of forming a coalition with Kenya Kwanza, then you must have consulted the party delegates again.
Unfortunately, Mr. Namu is a Deputy Secretary General, not the one who takes minutes. He doesn't even know what was the resolution. To start writing letters to the Registrar of Political Parties is ill-informed. because even if it was a resolution, if the resolution, in fact, and which it wasn't, the party constitution in Article 11 gives the party leader the leeway. In fact, he is the only one who is mandated to seek out other political parties, cooperation with other political parties, only in consultation with the national chairman, which I have complied with.
But then again...
So I think he just woke up to the wrong things and thought that that was a resolution. It was my desire to go up to the end. In fact, I know the problem which is there. There are some people who are divided as to if we are going to seek out who to seek. That is the only problem. It is not about the resolution. Otherwise, you know, I'm so acutely aware of this thing. So
Mr. Namu is part of these people who wanted you to probably go the Azimio One Kenya Alliance way.
Exactly.
Now, Wednesday, a meeting has been called. That is the day after tomorrow. And in this meeting, it is now becoming apparent that it is a fight for the 31 members of the National Executive Council. And Mr. Namu says that he is going to convince a number of them to make sure that whatever decision has been made, you risk even being suspended from the political party.
Suspension is not done by the neck. And fortunately, to the extent that I have followed the Constitution, he will find it very difficult himself to push that agenda. That I need to go to. He wants to force me to Azimio, you know. I know he's running for Senate in Nyeri. He is finding it very difficult. Remember, I had 2 days with him. Not that he can't even mobilize. He can't even mobilize there. He was relying on me to mobilize. So, when the moment I am out of that line, he feels that he is left a bit naked. But you know, he chose to run for office, so he should go on his own as he chooses. We in the party are not in any way telling him not to run on the party ticket. But should he desire not to, again, that is his democratic right.
So basically what you're also admitting right now is that it was not a consensus of all party members that you should go to Kenya Kwanza.
You see, what is required is not a consensus. It is for me to seek out and in consultation with the national chairman, which I've done. You saw the national chairman at the signing ceremony. You saw the Secretary General, Nyamo's boss, at the signing ceremony. In fact, he is the one, it is him, the Secretary General, and I, who signed that document. And the patron, yeah, who is the immediate former party leader. So surely, some junior functionary like Namu coming to make noise, he should not, that noise should have waited to come and make it in the neck. All of you don't have to agree. There's another one actually I know which had been taken earlier, which forced the former deputy, one of the former deputy party leaders to resign because he ended up being alone when he was pushing that same angle that he is pushing. But there's no problem. You know, this is democracy. And it is good that they come and state their case. We will explain what it is that we are doing and why it is important for us to take the decision that we took.
So if he wants to leave, he can leave. What if he convinces people to be against you?
They cannot force me to go and run. I don't know what else he's relying on. The registrar will look at our constitution and tell him, unfortunately, you have no ground. What you are raising is not correct in terms of the law.
What happened between you and your bosom buddy, President Uhuru Kenyatta? I know that you date from way, way, way back. Sometimes even when I was a rookie reporter, I would see the both of you in Parliament, sometimes even having fun together. What happened? People would have thought that you would have gone the direction President Uhuru Kenyatta would have wanted you to go. What happened?
Well, actually, even in daily life, people have different points of view. And President Kenyatta decided to make his choice about who to support known quite early. But I myself did not agree. I took time to try and understand and see whether really it would make sense going forward. Because remember, as we speak, after 9th of August, President Kenyatta will be representing history. And you know, life is about the future. So we must look to the future to make, even as we make decisions. So if we are bound by history too much, then we may forget the future. We must be able to chart a way forward about where we want to go, where we would want to take the country and the people. Politics is just like religion, you know. You could be Anglican, the other one is Catholic. In this case, actually, President Kenyatta is a Catholic. I am Anglican. But we don't disagree because we belong to those two, you know, Christian faiths.
So basically,
because at the end of the day,
was not making sense at all.
For me, it wasn't. And I think, with respect, that's not the route that I would want to. I guess in Muturi.
So it was not made out of anger, because there are those who say it is probably because he was no longer picking your calls.
Which calls?
You and the president were no longer in communication.
Who is saying that?
I have heard it in the political circles.
But I was with the president on Monday last week.
And he called you personally?
You know, the president doesn't have to call me. If I call and book an appointment, I'm given the appointment. And I'm telling you, I was with the president, and he sat for a long time.
Did you explain to him the move?
No, I don't have to, because you know, some things you read between the lines, you know, and you know, I could see that he's really family in Azimio, and I was feeling uncomfortable about it. And the best thing is to, with respect, to agree to differ. And that does not mean that we are not friends. I mean, remember...
So you still can meet and have a drink?
Oh, of course, why not? Why not? He has run against Raila twice, in fact thrice, but they still continued being friends. Yeah? So for me, I don't think whether there's anything... You know, people are trying to read too much.
Is Justin Bedan Muturi a serious contender for the deputy president position in William Ruto's government?
I don't know what is serious contender.
Have you been approached? Is it one of the sweeteners that was thrown your side?
No.
Are you considering that option of being Ruto's Deputy President William Ruto's deputy?
Remember, it is the presidential candidate who has the prerogative of making a choice of who to be his running mate. So surely, even if you desire from wherever, it is of no consequence, because it is not your function, it is not your mandate.
Do you think that you tick all the boxes to be Deputy President William Ruto's deputy, and more so if he decides to choose from Mount Kenya?
Do I tick?
Yesterday we had a discussion with a political analyst, and their thinking was you are the senior most politician in Mount Kenya. You have been in politics probably longer than some of them. You hold the speaker position of the National Assembly, and in essence being the chairperson of PSC, being the one who is running the institution of parliament. Do you think those are some of the qualities that would endear you to Ruto and him choosing his deputy?
I don't think that I can answer that question, because it is Deputy President William Ruto's prerogative to make that choice, considering all manner of parameters, you know. And that I cannot. It doesn't matter really what I feel or what I desire. After that, what I did is to take a decision that we go and work with the Kenya Kwanza Alliance. Regardless. And I said it unconditionally. So it is not fair for me now to begin putting other conditions at this or the other. It's not necessary. It's not fair even.
But do you think you fit the bill?
If I was given, if I was nominated, I believe I fit the billing.
What will be your message now that you're to President Uhuru Kenyatta, now that you're also exiting that stage and it is out of your relationship that also got you that particular position as the Speaker?
I had already told myself that I would never want to serve more than 2 terms as a Speaker. And I'm happy that members of Parliament gave me the opportunity to serve those 2 terms. And I walk out of the place with my head high.
Well, that was Speaker of the National Assembly, Mr. Justin Muturi, who says President Uhuru Kenyatta represents the past and it is time for the future. Well, the future, as he says, he ticks all the boxes. And if he is given an opportunity by Deputy President William Ruto to serve as his deputy, if they win, well, that is a choice he is willing to take up. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you too.
All right, thanks, Kennedy Muri, there speaking to the National Assembly Speaker, Justin Muturi. Interesting conversation. In case you missed it, you can watch it on our YouTube channel as well as our other social media platforms. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back with business news.
Germs can cause various infectious diseases.